Hey planty people, thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Sonia and this is Majestical Plants. Today I want to share a deeply personal story about how God met me in the moment of grief and how a plant became a symbol of comfort and love. When Rayven passed, our home shifted. She wasn't just my dog, she was my family. And even her brothers felt the weight of her absence. They would go to the door, noses pressed to the glass, like they were just waiting for her. Every day they wanted to go outside, searching, hoping. Loss doesn't just echo in our minds, it fills every corner of our homes. Rayven's absence wasn't silence. It was a sound we felt. And in the silence, I remember praying, not always with words, but with my heart, asking God, how do I keep going when it feels like a piece of my soul left with her? And gently, quietly, I was reminded that He saw my grief, even in the wag of a tail that stopped, even in the daily searches by her brothers, even in the stillness of her favorite spot. And even though I didn't see it clearly then, God was already near, holding space for my pain. He stayed with me in the quiet, holding what I couldn't put into words. Psalms 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He rescues souls whose spirits are crushed. After Rayven's passing, I heard for months, and even today, I still feel the sadness when I think of her. One day, I walked into a big box store and saw the darkest plant I have ever seen. I didn't know what it was, but it reminded me of Rayven somehow. It was shiny, thick, and beautiful. She was sitting in a bluish pot that immediately caught my eye. It was like a quiet reminder of my beautiful pup. When I walked over, I saw the name, ZZ Rayven. A tear slipped down my cheeks, and in that moment, I felt her love. I cherish this plant, and I still care for it like she is one of the most precious members of my collection. I placed her inside my home, right next to my couch, where she receives plenty of light. It's been 2 years since Rayven's passing, and she is still here with me, lush, healthy, and full of new growth. The ZZ Rayven is known for its deep, almost black leaves that shines with a waxy, glossy finish. Strong, resilient, and low maintenance, just like my Rayven. She's quietly beautiful and thrives even in the toughest condition. This plant is often called a symbol of endurance and new beginning, a perfect reminder that life and love keeps going even after loss. Grief isn't a straight path. It's full of twists and quiet moments where God meets us gently. This plant became more than just greenery. It was a tangible sign of love and hope. In every glossy leaf and every new shoot, I see God's promise to hold us through the hardest seasons. That love never leaves. It only grows in new, unexpected ways. And sometimes healing comes softly through the whisper of a name, the color of a pot, and the care we give to what remains. 2 Corinthians 1:3-4. All praise to God, the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. God is our merciful Father and the source of all comfort. He comforts us in our own troubles so that we can comfort others. For a while, I didn't have the energy to care for anything new. But this Rayven ZZ, she didn't ask for much. She was quiet, resilient. Watering her, watching her grow, it helped me breathe again. In a strange way, it still reminded me that I had life to nurture. That even in pain, I could still tend to beauty. Sometimes, God gives us something small to care for. not to distract us from grief, but to gently guide us through it. This plant wasn't just surviving, it was thriving. And it showed me that healing doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's a new leaf, a deep breath, a small act of love repeated over time. Rayven is gone, but through this plant, she lives quietly in my heart. Isaiah 61:3. To give them a garland instead of ashes, the oil of gladness instead of mourning, the mantle of praise instead of the spirit of fainting. At Christmas, my husband gave me one of the best gifts I've ever received, a yellow manila envelope. I had seen it on his dresser for months, but I never cared to open it. I wasn't curious, I was just too busy trying to heal. Surrounded by my family, opening gifts together, I opened that envelope. And inside was a clay print of Rayven's nose and paw. Joy, sadness, and heartache all at once. I couldn't believe I had her nose and her paws in my hand. It felt like holding a piece of her again. I bought a shadow box and placed the clay inside with her yellow collar and a picture of her. Now she sits on a shelf next to my bed, just like she did before. God has a way of turning ordinary things, like an envelope left on top of a dresser, into scarce moments. That gift didn't just honor Rayven, it honored the love we shared, the ache I carried, and the healing I was still moving through. I believe God gives us these moments of reminders. You are seen, you are loved, and I am still here with you. In that moment, I thought of this verse. See, I have written your name on the palm of my hands. Isaiah 49:16. Just like I held Rayven's print in my hand, God holds mine, and he hasn't forgotten me, not for a second. Grief doesn't vanish, it just changes. Someday, I still miss Rayven with every part of me. But I've come to see that love never really leaves. It shows up in new growth of a CZ Rayven, in the soft click of a collar inside the shadow box, in the stillness of Christmas morning where heaven meets earth in the yellow envelope. That's where restoration began for me. Not in forgetting, but in holding on to the love while letting God carry the pain. Rayven is still with me, in the joy, in the memories, and in the quiet way God continues to remind me, you are not alone. I see you, I love you, and I am still restoring you. Thank you for sitting with me through this story. It's not just about the plant or a paw print. It's about love, loss, and how God meets us in both. Rayven's memory is planted deep in my heart, and through every new leaf, every quiet reminder, I'm learning that restoration doesn't mean forgetting. It means growing again. If this story touched you or reminded you of someone you've loved and lost, I hope you will share it with someone who needs comfort too. If you've ever had a pet who left paw prints in your heart, drop their names in the comment. Let's honor their memory together. And if this story touched you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more planty reflections and heartfelt moments. As always, stay majestical and have a blessed day.